but close enough. It all started when I was just 4 years old. The tennis racket was taller than me, but that didn't stop me from trying. I was determined to conquer this giant green playground, no matter how small I felt on it. My parents thought it was cute at first, but they soon realized I was serious about this tennis thing. My dad would toss balls to me, and I'd swing with all my might. More often than not, I'd miss completely and fall on my butt, but each time I fell, I'd get right back up. Again, I'd shout, determination burning in my eyes. This became our daily routine, and slowly but surely, I started to improve. As the years passed, my skills grew along with my height. By the time I was 8, I could actually hit the ball more often than not. My parents couldn't believe the transformation. That's when my parents decided it was time for proper lessons. I'll never forget my first day with Coach Malik. He showed me that there was so much more to tennis than just hitting the ball hard. As I grew, so did my skills. By the time I was 8, I was competing in junior tournaments. The sound of the ball hitting the racket, the squeak of shoes on the court, it was music to my ears. I started to develop my own style. My forehand became my secret weapon, a blur of motion that often caught my opponents off guard. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. There were times I wanted to give up, times when the training felt too hard. I remember one particularly tough loss. I threw my racket and cried. My coach sat me down and said, "Champions aren't born, Ahmad, they're made. It's not about talent, it's about perseverance." Those words stuck with me. From that day on, I approached every practice, every match, with renewed focus and determination. But then I'd remember why I started playing in the first place, the pure joy of the game. My serve was getting faster, my returns more precise. I was starting to see the court differently, anticipating my opponent's moves. And then came the day that changed everything. A scout from a prestigious tennis academy came to watch me play. I was nervous, but as soon as I stepped onto the court, everything else faded away. It was just me, the racket, and the ball. The scout must have liked what he saw, because next thing I knew, I was being offered a spot on their team. Saying goodbye to my local club was hard. They had been my second family for years. But I knew this was my chance to chase my dreams. Suddenly, I was training with some of the best young players in the country. It was intimidating but exhilarating. The training was intense, early mornings, late nights, pushing my body to its limits. But I loved every second of it. And then came the biggest challenge of all, facing the academy's top player in a match. He was older, more experienced, and had a killer serve. But I had something he didn't, years of determination packed into a young body. But then I heard my coach's voice in my head. "Champions aren't born, Ahmad, they're made." And then, in a moment I'll never forget, I saw an opening. I put everything I had into that final shot. The ball soared over the net, landing just inside the line. Game, set, match, I had done it. The crowd erupted. My teammates rushed onto the court. In that moment, all the early mornings, all the grueling practices, they all felt worth it. Now, as I prepare for my first Grand Slam tournament, I can't help but feel grateful for every step of this journey. For every scraped knee, every missed shot, every victory, and every defeat. They've all shaped me into the player I am today. Looking back now, I can't help but smile at that little 4-year-old me struggling to hold up a racket. Who knew where that first swing would lead? So to all the young dreamers out there, remember this. Every champion starts somewhere. Your racket might be too big now, but keep swinging, because one day that racket will fit just right, and you'll be ready to take on the world. Game, set, match!